starting it off. So, what's your name and what'd you do?
My name is Derek McClellan, and I got 10th place at this Louisville Regional today.
All right, let's see what your deck that you played, and we'll get on into it.
Okay, so I'm playing Madolche. You got triple Madolche. This is just like the Stratos of the deck, so you gotta play it. Angeli is like Lone Fire. Petting Sister, like Multi-Caker. These are all your starters. These are like the mandatory, you have to play them in order to get going. Hoot Cake can act as a starter, but...
So, I don't know, so did you ever miss like a third Hoot Cake, or was 2 perfectly fine?
2 is fine, especially because the deck plays things like Prosperities and Small Worlds, so if you see a starter with something engraved, you can usually get to Hoot Cake. But if you have the Hoot Cake and you don't have a monster engraved to like get him going, you can usually just trade him for something that is going to actually start your plays. And then this is the Garnet of the deck. It's Messengelato. I have a love-hate relationship with Messengelato because during my last regional, I think I saw him in my opening hand, like probably
the one you want to summon from deck.
Yeah.
Not see it.
Yeah. But you have to play him. You have to play 2 because during your typical combo, you're gonna need both of these in deck to be able to just extend. But sometimes you can fix like seeing one of them if you like open Salon with them as well, because you can go Petting Sister and then you can normal the Messengelato and like overlay and then shuffle him back and like actually keep him going. You play 1 Pudding Sis. This is also kind of a brick, but its battle effect does come up because most people don't really know it, but this is how you answer Floodgates. So if you special summon this, if it does battle, then you get to pop a card. That's kind of important against things like, you know, Rivalry. It came up today once. But she's how you get going with Chocolate All in Mode, so you want to play the 1-of. In terms of like hand traps, I play, this is really unfair.
AKA the God card.
Shifter, yeah, this came up a lot. Like probably every round I saw it at least once.
Oh my god. So you resolved it basically every time.
Yeah, and I don't think it's bad against most decks. I mean, Fluanderies, this, you know, they don't care. But, you know, Therion has put in a lot of work. Sword Soul doesn't like this card. So
stuff needs to go to grave to resolve.
Actually, I mean, every deck needs their graveyard, it seems like. So this is really nifty. But, you know, it can conflict with, like, just Madolche stuff. It's not like Fluanderies where you can just drop it whenever you want.
Not right now. I think I might actually, but I'm trying to find some people for some deck profiles.
Alright, because I'm definitely going to get you some deck profiles. Are you deck profiling? Why are you deck profiling, or are you getting deck profiling?
No, I'm doing deck profiling.
Oh, okay. Can I profile you too afterwards?
I'm trying to keep my deck.
Keep it on the wraps?
Yeah, you can profile me if you want to interview or something.
Yeah, I feel it. Thank you.
Alright. I play 2 Ash. Spoiler alert, I play Crossout, and so this is partly there because I really like having it for Crossout because it's like the hand trap.
Did you ever miss the 3rd?
Not really. I kind of dodged Despia a lot today, so I feel like a 3rd would have been just valuable to see. But I used to play, when I was just testing Crossout initially, everyone was just like playing the 1-ups of every hand trap, and it's kind of crap when you do that, because like I would just see this in hand, and I had the Crossout, and I would get Ash, and it's like, well, it's not useful. So I like having like kind of the insurance of playing at least 2 Imperm. This came up too, just as just like a general thing for Crossout. My 2 losses today were against Dino. And I learned today very quickly that this is very bad against Lost World.
Because they give you that token and that card's just sitting in your hand.
Yeah, it's just rotting. So that was not fun. I'm playing as a Small World bridge. I'm playing 1 Pank because this just bridges in from any Madolche into another one. So it just helps fix your hands. It's really good going second because you can just like take problematic cards out and then play.
Yep.
Kamungus. I don't know about this. In the main. Again, it's a Small World bridge, and I really liked it against, I don't know, like...
Cards you can't really, like, out yourself, like...
Yeah, like...
big things just kaiju over it.
Sperones and stuff. It's useful. I think it would be in the side, preferably, but the last regional I played, round 1 I played against Ignister, and I didn't tap this, and they make the towers, and so I said, okay, this is going in somewhere. Yeah. It has to.
So he's like, I'll put in the main, try it out, see it is.
Yeah. Playing triple Crossout, This was very helpful today. I really liked it. Triple prosperity. There is no substitute. You just
Got it.
just gotta
You get
have
to see
it.
all your cards.
Yeah. Small World is really clutch.
Small World's a big ring card. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I feel like Madolche is just this card's home because I saw a lot of decks when this card came out just trying it, but Madolche, it just needs it.
Yeah, 'cause you can search anything you need.
Yeah. 2 Salon. A lot of people cut this to 1, and then originally a lot of people played this at 3. I like the middle ground. I like 2 because I don't want to brick on it. If you see multiples, then you're just out of card. But I do like that 3-card combo where if I get hand trapped, I can just keep going with the extra normal summon. Ticket could be cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Ticket?
It's kind of win more. There are really cheeky things you can do. Like one of my rounds, I had this and I played Messenger Gelato, just normal summon him, and then I slammed into something and procced ticket and actually got a real starter off of it.
Yeah.
So like there's cute stuff you can do. It's just like most of the time this is not what you want to see. It's not super helpful. Play 1 Chateau. This was my spice today. I play Instant Fusion to go into the Millenniumized Restrict, just as more reassurance against hand traps.
This is a hand trap format.
Yeah. So this isn't good against like Nibiru, but it's really good against Ash Blossom, stuff like that. And so, which I thought would be really big today. So this was worth trying, but you really don't have to have it. Call by probably should be banned, honestly.
Needed. Call by so strong, but when you open it and you sack a hand trap or interact on your opponent's turn, banish the cards they need,
Yeah, like game 1, round 1, this came up. It's just like I played against the like a pile deck, the punk artifact scythe. Yeah, so they try to scythe me, and I just happened to have this, and there was nothing happening after that. It was just game. 2 Promenade. It's Promenade. It's really helpful.
It's so good. You can negate Dark Ruler.
It's especially good because of this.
Oh my god.
So this was last minute because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to main or side this. Against Despia, you have to be kind of sneaky with it because if you catch them with Lubellion specifically and you flip this, then that's good, that's fine. But if you, otherwise everything else is dark and it's not useful. But I put in a lot of work against Sword Soul specifically, so I saw plenty of today. So that was very, very helpful.
Frozen is the kryptonite to Sword Soul.
Exactly. No, it was great against Sword Soul.
Especially throws you off like it's in the main, like maybe if you're like side deck it and I think you're like Eldritch or something like that, and you're like, oh no, it's just Madolche with this goes in.
Exactly. This was 43, which was like kind of too many, but also like I said, like with Messenger Lotto and Pudding System stuff, you kind of want to hide your bricks.
Yeah.
And my thinking was if I just have extra cards, Small World and Prosperity usually get me to the play. So I just kind of wanted to try it, but like I mentioned, there's a few cards you could cut and people do and it works just fine. But you see Messenger Lotto more.
Yeah, Messenger Lotto is key.
For the extra deck, 1 Sistart. I used to have this at 2, but it never comes up, so 1 is fine. 3 Queen, this could be 2.
So I've seen some lists play 2. I've seen some play 3, but I think in your regards it's because of Prosperity.
Yeah, I think you can play this at 3, you can play this at 2. I kind of wish I had played it at 2. I don't think there was a single game where I ever made a 3rd. And I wish it was just something more generic, because this is the only Link I play. I would have played like Nightmare Phoenix or something, just to out Floodgates or something. This is the best card that Madolche has. No one knows what this does even after they read it. They think I'm just shuffling cards from my graveyard. It came up against Salad, like they would Gazelle into a Spinny, and I would just shuffle back the monsters in their grave. It came up against Tri-Brigade.
Oh my god.
I played a Tri-Brigade like variant in my last round. And you just keep them off the play by shuffling their cards from the graveyard into the deck. And then it makes your monsters unaffected, or a monster unaffected by other monster effects, which is really crazy against like hand traps. And Nibiru and the like. 2 Chocolate, this is like your OTK enabler. And you need to specifically sometimes to just go for the kill. Zeus, this came up a little bit. And the Gaia for the Zeus specifically.
Did you get the summon Zeus or Gaia at all today?
Yeah, it came up a couple times. because like they would stop petting Cesar, and if they do, because of the way it's worded, you're not locked into Madolches. So you just ladder into this, and it works.
And you get that Zeus sweep.
The perfect game never includes a Zeus though. Like, it's always a backup plan for the deck. Baguska, I never made this once. But it's good.
Yeah, Baguska, I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah. This is for the instant fusion. It's fine. It's helpful against hand traps. And
so
then,
further on, would you keep it in? Would you keep it in like further testing, or would you like change it?
It really depends on format shift. Like, I think if people aren't on Nib but they're on like Ash Valor, stuff like that,
Ghost Overall,
then this is good, because this is like gonna hit the monster effects that happen in Grave. This is also theoretically good going second against like a simplified board state where they just have like a monster interrupt, and you instant fusion, make this guy, and then you can play. But you can cut it. You can also play, I used to play the Rafflesia and Gravedigger's Trap Hole. But that really, I think, requires Salon being at 3 in order to be consistent. So there are options. And then these two are for Maximus specifically, because Dogmatica Maximus alone can keep certain hands from playing the game. Because if you have any monsters in Grave starting off and you don't have Hookake specifically, then you're just kind of out of luck. So you play these two just for that, because they're like putting themselves back in Grave. When DPE was everywhere, this was great.
Where you just shuffle back the DPE.
Exactly.
The pieces that you need.
This was fantastic, but these never came up at all today because I didn't really play against the
I didn't see Invoke at all. I did see some Dogmatica barriers, but no Invoke today.
Yeah. But they're there just in case, and you have the space for them. In theory, you could cut them if you want to play more Link monsters. I know some people go into like access code stuff, and if nothing else, they're just, you know, you're for sure banishing these off of your prosperity, so you don't have to think about it too much.
Very true.
And then the side deck is 2 Nip. This was important for crossout, but also going first or second, sometimes I just put these in, because whenever they're going second, they don't tend to play around it, but with the way Teacher protects you, like your monster from
being tributed
from monster effects, you can just nib them like with your full board,
and you still have a monster left, so you get 2.
You still got the follow-up. You could have a Hookake that can't be destroyed by battle, and it's just like sitting there staring at them, and then you have monsters in Grave for it, so it still works. This mostly Sword Soul. It's just good. This back row hate because I don't like Eldritch.
Very true. Did you see any Eldritch today?
I didn't see any Eldritch today, but I never just want to like lose to it, because that was one of my losses a few weeks ago at another regional, and it's just like I need to be prepped for it.
Very true.
So yeah, and this is also good against flu. So you keep these. And then this for the Despia 3, the barrier, which I dodged Despia today, but that was like all I practiced against. I was ready.
8 rounds, didn't see Despia.
Which is weird. But yeah, this comes up with Sword Soul and stuff too, and I got this used against me plenty today. The cool thing about Madolche though is like, depending on their board, you can still just kill them. So
we got the field score, everything's plus 500. You start swinging into things.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, Messenger Gelato, get in there. And then 2 evenly. I don't know if I'd play 3, probably, but I'm not sure what I would cut. Maybe the Duster or something. This really didn't come up today, but in theory it's great. I think it's good against the Despia matchup. Anything with the adventure stuff, because you know, you keep them with the token.
That token on board, they get stuck with a token.
They always pick the token for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
So the ruling on that. So I don't know if you know the ruling with evenly and tokens. Tokens
they
can't
have
get
to
banished face down. So it's like, well.
Yeah.
And then we kill you.
Yeah, I'm just goofing off. Yeah, but yeah, it's really, really good against the adventure stuff.
Hell yeah.
I would definitely keep it in. Plus, it's just like, it's great because Madolche loses to a lot of interaction, and so especially get like Eldritch and stuff, if you could just keep them from even from flipping purple cards, that would be the play.
Yeah, so. Purple cards is very strong.
Yeah.
So with that, on your regional experience and everything, how did you feel about everything?
It was a lot of fun, a lot of cool people here. I had a great time. I had a lot of support because people would just come up and be like, "You're the Madolche guy. You're here doing pretty well with Madolche." So that was fun. And it's always great to just have friends around, and you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a social experience, and it's
There is.
always
and with
great.
changing, so everything's a little bit more lax at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, shout out to what was it? What'd you got? Amanda.
Amanda LaPalme didn't do the token, but she did the mask, the playmat, the oversleeves, and Mana Moon Art is also like her website. Incredible arts. There's Imagiline on the other side as well. Big shout out. I love it. So,
Thank you. Appreciate your time, my guy.
absolutely.